Oh no, and welcome back to the Matchday Live, and it's me, Dan, back again. And this weekend, Manchester United face Burnley before the international break. So the team I've gone for, I think, will kind of pick itself. I've gone with Heaton in goal. Hopefully, I doubt a Heaton will play, but it's going to be either Bindy or Onana. God forbid. I think it'll be the same team that I think it'll be the same team that faced Fulham last week with Ahmad, Cunha and Bremo, Mason Mount, Fernandez, Casemiro, and obviously Shaw, Ligt, Yoro, Heaton. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Let's get into it. And let's talk about the last week result, which was a 1-1 draw against Fulham, and then the hilarious thing where we lost to Grimsby Town in the Carabao Cup. I called it as well. I literally called it. I said, what's the bet we bloody lose to Grimsby Town in the Cup? We lost on penalties. I think we lost 12, was it 12-11 on penalties? It went all the way through, and I think Mbeumo, I just passed it again? I think Mbeumo, wasn't it Mbeumo who missed the penalty for us? But anyway, we'll get on to that. Let's talk about the Fulham game. I mean, it started really well. You know, the first couple of minutes, we had a chance. Cunha hit the post. It looked like he was going to get his goal, but unfortunately he hit the post. And then literally a couple of minutes later, Bayindir made a long pass from the back, and Cunha went through. Great first touch, and then made a good save. Is it Leno? Leno made a good save, and then it looked like something was going to happen, and then all of a sudden we got a penalty from a corner. I think it was Bassi on Mount. He just basically dragged him down to the floor. It was a definite penalty, and of course Bruno Fernandes missed. 9 times out of 10, Bruno Fernandes scores them. But it was, if you saw it, he kind of walked into the back of the referee. The referee was trying to miss him. I could see why he was frustrated and all that. Apparently it kind of put him off, and in the end, they missed. It was a poor penalty from Bruno Fernandes, and if he scored that, I think we would have won the game 2 or 3-0. I'm not going to lie. I thought we would have won that game 2 or 3-0 the way we started. And then come second half, it finished 0-0 at half time. Come second half, we got the first goal. It was from Lenny Yoro apparently scored, but it was an own goal. It was a Rodrigo Muniz own goal. It was very, very luckily not to be called for a foul because Mason Mount pushed one, or was it Mason Mount or Luke Shaw or someone pushed one of the Fulham defenders in front, just in front, and Yoro got the header, but it went past. Who did it go past? It went past the Fulham goalkeeper, and it went into the net. So then that was 1-0. And then, like I said, Fulham were growing into it, and for some reason we decided just to hold on to this 1-0, and we just can't do that. And in the end, what a finish that is. In the end, we, gave away a stupid goal. It was Mr. Smith Rowe, just an easy cross in. De Ligt either heard something to say leave it or something like that, and De Ligt left it, and then Smith Rowe just got in front of the goalkeeper and scored. So that was 1-1, and then we was luckily not to score at the end. Maguire did have a chance from a header. It just went wide from the corner. It was a poor performance, especially second half. Like the first 10 minutes in that Fulham game, we really played really well, and it was good to see. We were starting well, but then I don't know, something happened. I don't know, Fulham just went more aggressive and high pressured us, and we just didn't know what to do. So then, obviously, going into the Grimsby game, obviously, Amarim made some changes. Fredrickson started, Maguire started. Who else started that in that game? Fredrickson started, Heaven started, We saw Delo play on the right, Dorgu on the left. It was quite a strong team, actually. Ugarte and Manu was in midfield with Cunha, Sesko and Ahmad as the number 10s. And yeah, Onana started in net. What can we say? To be honest, it's a good goal from Grimsby. It was just a cross. They scored they scored 2 in the first half, and we were just so poor. We just didn't know what to do with. Yeah, we just didn't know what to do. They were literally pressing high. The midfield was so open with Kobe and Manu and Ugarte in midfield. I thought Kobe Manu had a good game. It was just Ugarte was just all over the place and didn't really help him. And you could see we're crying out. I mean, personally, we're crying out for a three-man midfield. We can't play with a 2-man midfield. We've got to play either Manu or... Oh, I was going to say, what a finish that is. We've got to play either Bruno Fernandes and Kobe Manu in midfield together as like 2 8s instead of having 2 10s, and just have Cunha and maybe Mbeumo up front. But yeah, it was such a weird game. It was such a weird game. And the goal came from a cross just to the back post. Fredrickson was caught snapping, and he was caught napping, and the Grimsby Town player shot a goal, and obviously Onana went straight through Onana's hands and legs. Onana did get to it, but he wasn't quick enough, and that was 1-0. And then literally a couple of minutes later, from a corner, they did a short corner, crossed it in. Onana comes for it for some reason. I don't know why he came for it. He didn't even jump. It did look like he didn't even jump for it, and he flapped it and it just went in. I think a player, another Grimsby Town player fell to the Grimsby Town player to put it into the empty net. So then that was 2-0, and then by that time I was like, oh my god, what is happening? We just can't seem to get going. The Arsenal game was a weird one. The Arsenal game was a good performance, but we lost. The Fulham game, we started well, but again, we drew the game where we probably should have won. I just can't understand it. And then obviously we did get back into the game. It was Mbeumo with his first goal for the club, which was a nice finish. And then we got a goal through Harry Maguire late on to rescue the game, where we drew the game. But then obviously we missed the penalties. I think it came down to Onana did make a save. I think it was the third penalty from Grimsby Town, and then Cunha could have won it for us, but he just decided to go for like a Bruno Fernandes type of finish. Just put it in. Just whack it in. There's no need for the fancy finish, fancy penalty. There's no need for it. So then, obviously, the Grimsby Town goalkeeper made the save, and then it went all the way through to where it went all the way through again to Mbeumo, who took the second penalty, and his penalty hit the crossbar, so we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup. What was said after? What was said after from Amorim? I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought maybe he was gonna resign the next day. He's just like if you didn't see what he said, the players spoke loudly. That's what he said, and I was like, oh no, does that mean he's gonna be going? What's gonna happen? And so forth and so forth. And we've completed the game, and I even talked about the Burnley game, but. Thank God the international break's coming up, but if we lose to Burnley at Old Trafford on Sunday, what on earth is going to happen? What on earth is going to happen? We need a performance against Burnley. Us fans, we haven't won. We haven't won yet. And, it's only Mbeumo and Harry Maguire who've got a goal, but we haven't actually scored a Premier League goal yet. And, Burnley, they look... Okay, they lost to Spurs in the first game, but they played well against Sunderland last week, and then obviously they played in the Carabao Cup, and I think they won 2-1 or something like that, if I'm not too mistaken. But yeah, it was, I don't know, such a really bad performance. And then the next day, literally a couple of days later, literally today, coming out, obviously, well, sorry, yesterday came out that Garnacho has been sold to Chelsea for 40 million. I mean, that's a steal for Chelsea for a player, but obviously his attitude's let him down in the recent weeks. So hopefully we've got rid of him. So that's 40 million. And, you know, hopefully from that 40 million, we can now spend some money so then we can, you know, get a midfielder in. We definitely need a goalkeeper. There's no doubt about it. There was talk of last weekend. Apparently, the Royal Antwerp goalkeeper, is it Lemens or something like that? Lemens. Apparently, we was in talk with him, and it looked like it was literally going to happen. And then all of a sudden, it's just gone quiet. So maybe we've just pulled out of that one. I'm not too sure what's happened there. And then obviously we still need a midfielder, especially if we let Kobbie Mainoo, who's come out today saying that he wants to leave the club on loan, so he wants to get more minutes because of the World Cup. And obviously Ruben Amorim actually has said today that he won't be going out on loan. He's got to fight for his place, which I'm totally, you know, I totally get, but I think he doesn't get into the team. I mean, the only way he gets into the team is if he replaces Mount. And I think, what was it? I think Gary Neville said he likes Ruben Amorim likes Mason Mount in this team. I know why he likes him, because he runs and he high pressures everybody. I think the only way he gets into the team is, you know, without Bruno in the team. You know, like he played in midfield against Grimsby. But then again, you know, in that midfield, we can't really say much. And obviously this weekend we've got Burnley. Is it the formation? Is it, you know, is it, I mean, players, you know, these players are, you know, can you blame the formation? I don't think we can, because you know, some of these players played in the 4-3-3 last season, and, you know, they didn't do much with it. We're under Ten Hag. So what is happening with this midfield? Maybe like I said, maybe if we go to like a 3-5-2, just to, you know, just to condense that midfield, have Bruno Fernandes in there, have Kobbie Mainoo in there as number 8, and have like Casemiro as a sitting, you know, centre defence mid or something like that, and then you know, just have Cunha and Bremer up top as a 2. Maybe that's something to work on. Maybe, you know, obviously Ruben Amorim is not going to change his mind. So yeah, hopefully we get a nice victory this weekend against Burnley. They are a 3:00 kickoff. So let's see. I just hope for a victory, and hopefully we get some. I just hope we need signage. We definitely need a goalkeeper. We can't play Onana and Bayindir. I mean, Bayindir last weekend against Fulham, even in the corners, literally just flapping at everything. You don't need to come out for it. Literally, you don't need to come out for it. Just stay there. If the ball comes to you, you know, I was like, oh my God, every corner they was going to go and score. And I wouldn't be surprised if Burnley, you know, go after the corner, go for set pieces in corners against United this weekend. But, you know, if we lose, I mean, does he resign? I mean, the way he spoke, I know he's come out today basically saying so forth and so forth, but obviously I'm recording this on Friday, but he's come out today in his press conference basically saying, like, you know, some things you hate. Sometimes you hate your players, sometimes you love your players and stuff like that. And I mean, something needs to happen, because if we don't win this game against Burnley, you know, we could be in the bottom 3. And, you know, it hasn't started that well. Getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup as well. Okay, it's the Carabao Cup. It's not the, you know, it was one of our, you know, cups that we won recently under Ten Hag, obviously. So we won't be winning that. You know, we're all focused now is on Premier League and FA Cup now. So, I mean, what happens there? Like I said, we need a midfielder. We have to go out and sign a midfielder this weekend before the transfer deadline day finishes. Or at least at least need a goalkeeper. We can't loan out Kobbie Mainoo. We need midfielders. We've only got Casemiro, Ugarte, Mainoo, and Bruno Fernandes who can play in that in those centre mids. Okay, Mason Mount did play in that midfield when against Fulham last weekend, but he can't do that, I'm afraid. He just can't do that. He's a number 10. Even Bruno Fernandes, he's a number 10/8. We need like a, I mean, you know, he's talking about Baleba, you know, even that player from Sporting, the Danish player, I forgot what his name is. Even Adam Wharton was even said. I mean, there's no way we're going to get Adam Wharton this weekend. So we definitely need a midfielder. We need a goalkeeper. But I'm happy if we. Well, I won't be happy if we don't sign a midfielder. But I'm happy if we can get. We need a goalkeeper. We just can't play. We literally can't play Bayindir and Onana in there, especially after this. You know, okay, Onana kind of made up for it in the second half against Grimsby with the penalty saves and stuff like that. But he's such a rubbish goal. Yeah, it's SHIT goalkeepers. Literally, it's just them two. They just can't. I don't know. We need a goalkeeper. Even signing the Grimsby Town goalkeeper, I'd take that more over these two. I mean, literally, I'd take any goalkeeper. I mean, even recall, what's his name? Who's gone out? Is it Bristol City he's playing at? I forgot what his name is. Is it Vitek, I think? He's gone out on loan. Even if we can recall him instead of, you know, these two. Because these two they literally cannot sign anyone. They literally can't play corners. They can't do set pieces. I actually didn't talk about transfers going out as well. Looks like Højlund will be going out on loan as well, with an obligation to buy. It looks like Napoli will be going for him, and then there's talk of Real Betis as well, loaning Anthony as well. We still don't know what's happening with Sancho. We still don't know what's happening with Tyrell Malacia. Although today, apparently, is it Elche apparently have attempted United for Tyrell Malacia. So let's see. I mean, by the next match day live, I mean, we could have a new Man United manager. That's what I'm saying, but I don't think that'll happen. I'll be very surprised if that happens. But if we lose to Burnley like 2-0, 3-0, you know, it's not gonna. Let's just say it's not gonna be a happy day. It's not gonna be a happy weekend. I mean, the Grimsby Town loss, that is just ridiculous. I'm still not over it, to be honest. It just made, I don't know. I literally don't know. All you can do is laugh. Anyway, guys, I've, you know, moaned on a lot here. I've made this video a bit longer than normal, but where do we go from here? Anyway, score prediction. I'd love a 2-0. Do you know what? I'm going to go 2-0 United. I think we will get a reaction from the players. I just hope that we get a reaction, because if we don't, God forbid what happens. God forbid. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today. So please like, comment, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys next time. So, right, guys, I'm going. Bye.